Hello everyone and welcome back to UK Money Wisdom. I'm Angie and today we're diving into a decision that can quietly make or break your retirement. We're going to look at the worst ages to start drawing your pension and the mistakes that cost people tens, sometimes hundreds of thousands of pounds. So we don't want that. Imagine this. You work for decades, you do the right things, you build a pension pot, and then one single timing decision when you start taking your money permanently reduces your income for the rest of your life. It happens to thousands of people every year in the UK, and most don't realise they've made the mistake until they're well into their 70s. So stay with me because I'm going to count down the 5 worst ages to start drawing your pension based on real UK rules, real numbers, and the most common traps people fall into. By the end, you'll know which ages to avoid for you and how smarter timing alone can add 50,000, 100,000 or more to your lifetime retirement income. First, let's look at the foundations to understand how UK pensions work, which will help you to understand the common mistakes. In the UK, you have 2 main pension types. First, the state pension. You can't claim it early. It currently starts at 66 and rises to 67 between 2026 and 2028, depending on your date of birth. You can, of course, defer it, and I've made videos on this, and that matters a lot, as you'll see. And second, we have private pensions, workplace or personal pensions. Workplace or personal pensions can usually be accessed from 55 rising to 57 from April 2028 for most people. You can normally take 25% tax-free with the rest taxed as income. This flexibility sounds empowering, but it's also where people get into trouble because timing isn't neutral. Get it wrong and you don't just lose money, you lose future security. We'll start off with taking your pension at the latest age and work backwards to fully understand the effects. And we choose 5 ages starting at 75 and ending with 55. So firstly, number 5, waiting until the age of 75 or even later. Now this one surprises people because you might think, if I leave my pension alone, it just keeps growing. But waiting too long can backfire badly. If you die before the age of 75, your pension can usually be passed on tax-free. After 75, withdrawals by your beneficiaries are taxed as income, which can significantly reduce what your family actually receive. There's also risk late in life, such as market downturns and declining health, care costs forcing withdrawals at the worst possible moment. Here's an example. A £500 pension left untouched until the age of 75. Die shortly after and your family could well lose over £100,000 in avoidable tax and poor timing. And the mistake? Treating your pension like a sacred pot you must never touch. For many people, controlled, sensible withdrawals earlier protect both you and your family. Our number 4 example is, what about claiming your state pension the moment you can? And for most people, this means 66 or soon to be 67. This is the default. And defaults are dangerous. If you defer your state pension, it increases by around 5.8% for each year you delay. That's a guaranteed inflation-linked uplift, something almost impossible to replicate elsewhere. In today's terms, the full new state pension is roughly £12,000 a year. Delay for 5 years? That's £3,000 plus extra every year for life. Over a 20-year retirement, that can mean £60,000 or more. And in many cases, it continues to support a surviving spouse. Yet, millions claim immediately, without running the numbers. The mistake? Claiming on autopilot instead of strategy. If you're in good health, still working, or have other income, deferring is often one of the smartest moves available. Moving on to the next scenario, number 3, that's taking your pension at the age of 60. 60 is a psychological trap. It feels like a milestone, a natural moment to slow down. But starting pension drawdown at 60 often means your pot has to last 30 or even 40 years. Let's be realistic. A £300,000 pension at 60. Withdraw £12,000 a year, about 4%. If markets behave, you might be fine. If you hit poor returns early, inflation or rising care costs, your pot can drain away far faster than expected. Waiting until 65 or 67 allows further growth, aligns with state pension income, and reduces pressure on your private pension. Starting at 60 is often like retiring on a starter salary when a promotion was only a few years away. The mistake is underestimating how long retirement really is. Moving downwards again, we're on scenario number 2, and this is taking your pension at the ages of 55 to 57 for the wrong reasons. This is where urgency matters. Right now, many people can access private pensions at 55. From April 2028, that rises to 57 for most. The mistake isn't access, it's impulse. That 25% tax-free lump sum is tempting, but cashing in early means fewer years of compound growth, lost tax-relieved contributions if you're still working, a permanently smaller income base. Here's an example. Say you have £200,000 at the age of 55. Leave it invested at a modest 5% growth. By 65, you're looking at over £340,000. That's £140,000 lost just by acting too soon. Because the mistake is using pension access as spending money instead of long-term income. And finally, we are at scenario number 1, age 55, as a default decision. This is the biggest trap of all. Since pension freedoms began in 2015, 55 has been sold as Freedom Day. In reality, for most people, it's the most dangerous age to start drawing a pension. Your pot is at its smallest relative to how long it needs to last, because longevity risk is huge, especially for women who are far more likely to need income into their 90s. And once withdrawal starts, what happens? Compounding slows, tax exposure increases, mistakes are very hard to reverse. Statistically, many people who start at 55 end up cutting spending later, relying more heavily on the state pension, or facing financial stress they never expected. And the mistake here is treating 55 as a finish line instead of a checkpoint. So what are we concluding here? This video isn't saying never touch your pension early. It's saying don't let round numbers rule changes or fear make the decisions for you. The best age to draw your pension depends on your health, your income needs, how long your money must realistically last. And timing alone can be the difference between confidence and constant worry. If this video helped, please share it with someone you care about. These mistakes are incredibly common and they're completely avoidable. And if you're approaching one of these ages, take your time. Use services like PensionWise to help you make your decision. Run the numbers, make the decisions once, and make it well. Thanks for watching. This is UK Money Wisdom, and I'm Angie, and I'll be back very soon with another video. And do remember, I do answer your tax queries or other queries in the comments below. We're in this together, and I'm very happy to assist.